Celtics Talk podcast is presented by 24autogroup.com. New England gets more at 24.
What's up, everybody?
Okay.
Hey. You know what? All right, I have a lot to vent about.
Oh, I'm here for you.
Thank you, Kayla. On the aftermath of the Celtics losing to the Detroit Pistons, 112-105, I want to first vent about the NBA Cup and its scheduling.
I didn't think you were going here.
Because I just want to start big picture. Like, it's not the Celtics' fault, but when you do trip up and lose a game, now we got to marinate on it for 3 days. This after marinating on the letdown in Milwaukee, the letdown in Brooklyn earlier this season. I bet there was days off after that too. I just hate that every time this team loses a game, it feels like we get 3 days to think about it. And when they win a game, it's like back-to-back, big game the next night.
It's so true.
Right?
It's so true.
When do we get to enjoy a win?
When it's to enjoy it, we would need those 3. To enjoy it, Chris, you would go golfing the next day.
Right.
You would get to really have nice sleep, wake up, and be like, oh, we got 2 days off. Mm-hmm. But no, we don't.
No.
That's not the style of this group, of this particular Celtics.
Even I was thinking, all right, they beat the Pistons. We'll have a couple good days of off-day talk. Everyone reveling about Celtics have now feasted on the top of the Eastern Conference. Yeah, they tripped up against Milwaukee. But no, Celtics have a less than desirable second half. And Kayla, I'm just going to get right to my headline.
Hit it.
Ban halftime.
Ban halftime.
Right. Do you know what?
I like that.
Do you know where the Celtics rank in offensive rating in the second half of games this year?
Not second half.
It's actually pretty good. It's like 9th in the NBA. I believe it's one spot behind Detroit, which blew my mind because just like I'm a prisoner of the moment. But the last 2 games, obviously, they've had pretty good first halves. Like, this wasn't the best first half for them, but they found a way to take a lead into halftime and had some momentum going into the break, even with the fouls going against them, and just some good stuff was happening there. But man, between Milwaukee and this game, the Celtics did not have 2 very good second halves. Very sloppy, a lot of missed 3-point shots. And I just can't put my finger on why the offense has been grinding to a halt lately. Is it just sloppiness? Is it?
I think it's
too slow to get into sets. Like, what?
Yeah,
help me wrap my head around this.
Look, I don't really know the answer, but the more we talk about it, I just think it's a lack of focus, and I don't think it's. I think Jaylen Brown is focused the whole game. I really do. I think this man is playing at an elite caliber. He's been showing up every single night, and even when he takes fault, and you could argue that he missed 7 free throws here tonight, but he still had 30-plus points yet again.
4 turnovers, had 1 bad foul in that fourth quarter.
So he's not he's going to mess up, fine. But I don't question his lack of focus. When I think they take their foot off the gas, I think it looks like settling for kind of not the smartest threes, like lack of ball movement, lack of focus, and momentum. Like that. Look, this game, Joe has always talked about it. We know this. You guys basketball fans, you understand that this game is all about momentum. It's all about pace. But when you have the momentum going into the half, you have to go into that third quarter saying, we have to have that same energy that we do at the start. And I just feel like in the couple of times that they've let the second half slip, it's because of the lack of focus. Or I don't know if you want to call it focus. It's just lack of something. Like consistency. I don't know.
They shot 40% from the field in the second half, 5 of 20 on the 3-pointers, 25%. Probably better than I would have thought based on watching it. I would say if you took away Derek White, it would be pretty bad. You brought it up. Jaylen Brown goes to the podium after this game, and as he has pretty much done every single time the Celtics have lost this season, he's like, I need to be better.
Yeah, very physical game. I thought we met the challenge, physicality-wise. Thought we, we rebounded, we protected the paint, all those good things that, were good signs that we were meeting the physicality. Just, we got to be better. I got to be better. I wasn't good enough for my team tonight, so that's on me.
And there are some nights where I go, okay, against Philadelphia, letting that Oubre rebound. Yeah, you're right, JB. There are spots you could be. Tonight where they felt like the second half offense at times was just, JB, please drive to the basketball through 4 defenders and make something happen. I found it hard to blame him. And as we said, though, he admits the missed free throws when you lose a game this narrow when you miss 7 free throws?
Yeah.
7 out of 14. You're going to look back and think, oof, that could have helped. Certainly had one ill-timed turnover at this sort of right before Derek White fueled the rally, and had one bad foul give against Tobias Harris where he got pump faked. JB otherwise was, yet again, a reason you were in this game. The least of your troubles. In fact, on a night-to-night basis, he's the reason that even when things aren't clicking, you got to get it going. But I know Derek got it going a little bit, but Peyton has a quick start to this game, then really kind of goes quiet. I don't know if the neck spasms that he was left him questionable messed with him at all. Didn't get a whole lot from your bench. Just a disappointing overall effort, despite the fact that you really took them pretty deep to the finish line of this game. Yeah,
and you mentioned a point that I don't think we talked about in postgame. The bench, maybe we talked about it briefly, but the bench, when the bench does not score, I think it's 30 plus points. Their record is below 500, I believe.
14 points tonight.
Yeah. Okay. Exactly. And I don't have the stats in front of me, but when the bench does score 30 plus points, I think they're
yeah. 35 or more bench points, and they're pretty much,
they're almost gold. They're almost perfect. So what's the consistent, especially against a top team in the East? You need to have your bench step up. It's frustrating too because you see Ugo have that awesome 3 that he had, and even those 5 whatever points, that's still the minutes that you want from Ugo. Unfortunately, when you get cookied and when you get the ball stolen from you, you just saw him put his head back, and I get it, that happens in basketball. But I just feel like there were too many of those little moments, whether it was the big missed free throws by JB down the stretch, it was an Ugo turnover, it was a Jaylen Brown turnover, even a Derek White mishandling at one point. It's just. It stinks because it almost discredits all the good that they've been doing to get competitive and keep it within reach.
So let's talk about Ugo for a second because
let's talk about your
some of us have been screaming for more and more Ugo, and hand up, two sides of the coin tonight. First half, I thought he got put in a tough situation, right? Jordan Walsh gets 2 fouls in 1 second, almost impossible to do, but he does it. Foul the guy, got fouled, another foul on a rebound, chasing it. And so all of a sudden he's pretty much neutralized because not only is he out of the game and then comes back in, but then he's tentative after picking up his third. And he ended up finishing with 4 fouls. He probably could have been a little bit more aggressive. They didn't play him at the tail end of this game. They leaned on Simons. I wonder if they'd revisit that. But, if Simons made some good plays, so I'm not, passing the ball at least, I'm not going to sweat it too much. But Ugo comes in, gives you a nice jolt, plays a ton of minutes in the first half. Joe actually makes what I thought was a smart decision. End of the third quarter, he decides, I'm going to go a little bit offense-defense, just trying to kind of preserve this lead or whatever, or as the Celtics were chipping away. And he inserts Ugo for Simons at one point, and Ugo, I don't know if he was just cold coming off the bench, got hit with a spin move, gives up a layup, then fumbles the ball going up the court and turns it into a. And so instead of trying to lock down and get to the finish line into the fourth quarter, now you've kind of coughed up a bunch of points. And again, it doesn't seem like a lot in the moment, but when you lose by 7, it kind of comes back. And so still gonna be championing and still gonna be driving the Ugo bandwagon.
Yeah.
But yeah, just saying, as with everybody on that bench from. So let's just run through it. Ugo had 5 of the 14. Simons had 9, 3 of 9 shooting. I would say better than most outings, but still leaves a little bit to be desired. Minot was -11, scoreless. Hauser twists an ankle, only plays 4 minutes 20 seconds after stepping on Kata's foot. And Shireman, who played almost 15 minutes, was -12, did not score. I actually thought he played some decent defense. He was pretty much the third wing.
He had some deflections.
I'm not gonna sweat that. But in totality, 14 points on quick math, 5 of 12, 46, 5 of 17 shooting.
Yeah,
just need a little bit more.
Especially, you can get away with that against the Brooklyn teams, even against the Bucks, which they shouldn't have lost that game, but against the Bucks without Giannis, against those teams that are not great. Shoot, even the Heat, you can get they're on a 5-game losing streak. The Celtics have them next.
We'll find out.
But again, we've been talking about it all year. Those are the teams that scare us personally because we've seen them take their foot off the gas. But this game was competitive. I actually like this game. I thought the Celtics overall. I don't leave this game or tonight thinking, oh man, like Celtics
Fair.
are going down. Like, all right, they go from 3 to 4 in the East. It's wonky. It's gonna shift.
It's more just that we have to marinate on it for 3 days.
Yeah, it sucks. It sucks.
Yeah.
Not fun.
It's-
So I had a really strong headline until they lost, and I feel like it can't. It's
You
not
can still
gonna
go
work.
with the headline.
Can I go with the headline?
We probably should breathe some positivity into this.
So it was when Derek White is exploding. Fourth quarter, pocket D White. I mean, he had 14 in the fourth. Finished with
Believe so.
31, 32.
He ended up with 31 points.
31 points.
10 of 18 shooting.
Yeah, 14 in the fourth. I mean, he was rolling at one point, and that's in that time span. And so I was already drafting up. I'm like, okay,
Like it.
Celtics are going to win this in D White fashion in
you're
the
to
fourth
blame.
quarter. So I go. Here's my headline. D White, Detroit's new Slim Shady, or Detroit Slim Shady D White. I can never say this like with crisp. I always want to like mic drop it, but I'm always drafting.
I like that you were.
You see what I did there?
You were hell bent on like having a Detroit diss track.
Totally.
And
For those of you who don't know, Eminem, yep, he's from Detroit, and very proud.
I thought you were gonna go like I was trying to
Detroit's
workshop
guy.
like instead of 8 Mile, maybe it's 9 Mile because he's got the number 9. Yeah,
that
I don't know.
would've
I don't know.
been
We could.
ChatGPT, Chris.
Again, in hindsight, they lost the game, so we're not going to sit there and
I
workshop it
just
too
threw out
much.
my drafts.
But yeah, like Derek gave him a chance, and I think the funny thing is like when Derek normally goes nuts in the fourth quarter, you just think they're going to win. They're going to find a way.
Yeah.
And not only did he have like just a really bad turnover after kind of willing you within a couple possessions, but then Peyton Pritchard airballs a 3. Like it just. Again, the Celtics could never quite sustain any bit of the momentum they would build, and they couldn't get out of their own way. Lost the shot margin, which
Did you like their shot selection towards the end? Sometimes I feel like they settle for threes. That like Derek did this a couple of times. Even Peyton.
honestly,
jacked up.
like thinking back, I don't even like what was the total number of threes tonight? 39. Not an egregiously high number. They only made 10, so I'm not mad that they weren't firing away more. Derek was 5 of the 10 makes. When I think about this game, I think about the only offense you had in the third quarter was just Jaylen Brown putting his head down and driving to the basket. And they certainly had some like pull-up threes that I think I'd like to work the ball a little bit more. But I think what really stands out is that especially when Cade is not on the floor, you just don't have another option to either get offensive rebounds and generate second chance opportunities or like a different way to just generate offense overall. And, the one thing I've been worried about sort of big picture-wise with this team is the small ball lineups have been okay. And the numbers are like fairly good, plus 8 point something coming into tonight. Net rating on when it's like Minot or Walsh or someone at the non-center besides Nemi out there. And yet they give up a ton of points. And it just feels like, especially against a team like Detroit with second chance, Isaiah Stewart just muscling his way. I mean, even Tobias Harris had 2 rebounds to start the fourth quarter. Just feels like they need one more guy to kind of shore up the glass there. And maybe if Walsh doesn't get in foul trouble, there's like we could play the whole game about like how it could have been a little bit better. And certainly when you have a Jason Tatum out there, it'll get a little bit better. But
One can dream
the
soon.
fact of the matter is, until that happens, I'm left yearning for maybe one more big man to. And this is December 15th. Is the unofficial start of trade season. A bunch of guys are eligible to be traded. Brad can more, aggressively pursue what might be possible. And I do wonder, is that something that they would like? Because you think back to the last Detroit meeting, Amari Williams played.
Yeah.
He's got a hairline fracture in his hand. He still had a triple double for Maine the other day, and I think in a vacuum you might have tried to roll him out there tonight. But probably maybe not throw the guy with a broken hand into a middle of a Detroit beef stew game, just out of his own
NBA
safety.
debut
But
against Detroit.
do you feel, Kayla, you know the game? Like, do they need another big?
Yeah, I think they do. Yeah. I really do. I think they need another big. Just to take the burden off of Jaylen, just to take the burden off of even D. White. Like, because right now, if you're not hitting threes and all you have is Neemias Queta, Neemias just been solid. Like, he's for.
Yeah, that one dunk, one transition.
Oh, my God.
Put the ball on the floor.
Right out in the third quarter.
I don't know how the hoop didn't fall down.
That was nuts. That was nuts. And so he's been making great plays like that. And I think he's surprised many of us. Like, I didn't know what to expect out of Queta. And I think he's playing to that level. I think they need more help. I think just even to, toss it inside, kick it out. Like, you don't see a whole lot of kick it in, kick it out. It's more like, all right, swing it, 3, transition, attack the paint. or go back to or a mid-range game. And I just think if you have two bigs and can take the burden off of Kayla, can then be even more electrifying when you take the burden off of him and Jalen. And I just to compete again, because look, Detroit's super physical.
Yep.
They got big guys. I mean, beef stew is beef stew, for a reason.
He wants to fight everybody.
Yeah. And if the Celtics want to win, he wants to fight everyone. That's
and
true.
Jalen said, "Hey,
He said,
I'm a
we're
fan.
Friends. We're friends.
Yeah, we're friends. It's all good."
He took a while to answer that too. He's like, this is how I'm gonna either go viral or not. This is the clickbait media.
He's like, I'm not taking the bait.
It.
Can you describe the situation with Stewart and kind of what went on when y'all was talking and you put up your fist?
We was just having fun. That was it. Just having fun. I think Stewart is a nice guy.
I think your point is valid, right? Like, these are the teams you're probably going to have to play against in the postseason. So even if, let's put this Tatum thing aside, like, you're going to be better, you're going to be bigger. Like, if he's even 80% of Jason Tatum and can play in those games, you're going to get a boost. But I do think in general, I'm left yearning for just one guy who can either fight to shore up the issues on the glass, who can just set some screens. It's so – we think back to last year, and Cornette is an unfair comparison for any backup big man because he was just so good. And yet, like, all they need is someone who can screen, roll hard, and with a high basketball IQ make plays. And maybe Amari's that guy down the road. Maybe there are guys on your bench that will help you longer term. But, like, right now it's clear Joe just does not have the trust in Garza or Boucher or even Tillman. And so the Celtics need to decide if it's willing to either spend a little bit of assets or, move some of the money around. You do have some tradable assets here, and just make your lives a little easier, right? Like, I think every night we talk about the rebounding and the putbacks and stuff like that, and sometimes it's in a good fashion, right? Like the Celtics were pretty competitive. Even tonight, if you told me that they're only going to get, let's see, 12 offensive rebounds. Yeah. Leading to 16 second chance points, 7 of 14. Celtics had 8 second chance points. So you're only -8 there. I mean, against Detroit, I probably would have said, okay, like, I'll take that. Like, not egregious. And the points in the paint weren't even that bad either, 42-38. Yep. It could, partly because Jalen was relentless. And yet, I think we know, if games are going to grind down in the postseason, it's going to be imperative that they have at least another big man option. If Nemi gets in foul trouble, if Nemi heaven forbid, gets hurt. So, just something to keep an eye on the radar.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. Yeah. I think, if you're Joe, if you're Brad, if you're these guys looking at this, like, and you start to say, all right, what's missing or what are we lacking personnel wise? I would say big man, and they knew that going into the season, but now it's really showing itself because Jalen can't do anything more other than maybe make some more free throws at the end of the stretch. But even if you have a big man and Jalen and Ugo and Derek were to make those same mistakes. Still having a big man to at least get in double figures keeps the game closer so those mistakes can be affordable.
Having a vehicle you can rely on, that's important. That's why you can rely on 24 Auto Group. They will treat you like family. And that's because they are family owned and operated. They're honest, easy to work with, and they just get it. Whether you're looking for something sporty, something luxurious, or just a solid everyday ride, 24 Auto Group always comes through. With 9 brands and 11 locations across New England, there's something for everyone. And here's the best part. They've got the knack to save you more on a new or pre-owned vehicle, and the knack to pay you more for your trade, up to $2,400 over book value. You can even drive home with just $24 down. So if you want the best deal without the runaround, go see my guys at 24 Auto Group, because you always get more at 24. Online at 24autogroup.com. The only thing that can stop Jordan Walsh is the referees.
Yeah, man. That does change the game, too, because he's been... now you expect him to play up.
Right, and I feel bad because I think coming into the game, I thought, it's so funny because a lot of people were like, oh, Jaylen Brown versus Cade Cunningham. And I get it. It's 2 MVP candidates, right. Top 5 of the MVP ladder. And I get why we hyped that up, but I also said, man, part of what this made the Celtics so successful in that NBA Cup game was Jordan Walsh being one of the primary defenders, or at least, part of the defense against Cade Cunningham, because you just need to throw different bodies at him. And, he wasn't perfect. Cade's tough, but you lose him early in the first quarter. Now it kind of throws everything off a little bit. And then he comes back and he's tentative. He can't beat Jordan Walsh. And so we had a nice sequence where, he got the deflection on Cade, leaked out, got the and one. I guess what I'm saying is, how do you feel about the Wolf of Wall Street nickname?
So we created something in postgame, you and Mike Hawley, and I actually, I agree. I like the Wolf. I get the Wolf of Wall Street. We shortened it.
Yep.
The Wolf.
So as long as we all
can't
agree,
you see him doing that?
Again, it would take a little buy-in from Jordan to
he has to
potentially
approve of this message.
to be willing to howl, but it doesn't seem outside of his personality.
I think it's great.
I think it would be very cool to see all of TD Garden howling.
That would be fire.
Right? Obviously he has a steal.
So if you go to Jordan, and I don't know when you're going to see him next,
maybe
present
practice
this
Wednesday.
idea and then just have him envision all of the TD fans going,
So I just want to see we'll just got to see where his head's at. And again, the player doesn't get to choose. It cast that just kind of happened organically, and Drew threw it out to the universe today.
I liked it.
Because we've all been trying to figure out where this is going, and doesn't like Garbage Man. And
What's different too? For the Patriots, Austin Hooper, they'll call him Hoop, and
the fans
and it's
do it.
fun to hear the woo, so I can just already hear woo or like the ow. I'm doing too many noises. But you get my point.
As Holly said, it's a little long, but
The Wolf.
if we know why it's the Wolf, and the Wall Street is part of it, maybe that's like the bigger branding of it. I can be convinced. So I'm going to leave that. I'm going to table it. This isn't the night to decide on Wolf of Wall Street.
I need him to approve of something.
But I need the referees to give him a better whistle. I think that's all I want to vent about tonight.
Can I say something that I've been? If you go back and relook at this podcast, if you visually watch, I've been going like this. Can you please?
My socks?
Your socks are unbelievable. It took me maybe 5 minutes to recognize this. I keep looking. I'm like, what is this fluorescent green just screaming
They're pickles?
at me? And they're pickles.
They're not very big, so I
They're
didn't
pickles.
I didn't want to show off too much calf tonight.
No,
but,
yeah.
if you're listening on the audio version, I was looking for
Where
some.
do you get those? Do you order those?
No. This is the best story. I'm glad you asked. This is actually can tie into the holiday season. This is the point where the podcast goes off the rails. My neighbor Glenn is a great human being, and he brought over. It was almost. I don't even know how to describe it. It was like a pickle gift pack type thing. There was maybe a pickle glass, some pickle salt, a pickle hot sauce.
Is he like a big pickle guy?
No, well, so what it was is I think I had bought a pickle beer and served it at the neighborhood gatherings.
Oh.
And my backyard is a dog park, and we all just hang out and have a good time. When we moved into this neighborhood, it was a little bit of an elderly neighborhood.
Okay.
And it's progressively gotten younger, and everyone has dogs, and now there's 9 golden doodles in my neighborhood, and so our backyard is just like this euphoric.
That's amazing.
All the dogs are running around, tackling each other, and the adults drink beer and other various sodas and liquids.
Things.
And so he was kind enough. He brought this pickle pack over, and it had socks in it, and they're a little short. But hey,
they don't seem
beggars
short.
can't be choosers.
They seem pretty loud. They seem loud.
And the problem is when we're at the desk during postgame, we often Kayla will show up with these crazy boots.
Yep.
And I go, you just got to put those on the
diva.
table.
Yep.
Because otherwise no one's gonna see it. So you'll sometimes see me. This is so lame. But if you ever notice, we sit pretty far out on the desk. I kick my foot out a little bit, if I'm trying to show off the Vans or the socks.
Oh, it's so funny.
But now I know, at least there's the podcast, and it won't make any sense to people listening on the audio version. But
we need to do a slow-mo of going back into this podcast because there were 8 times of me going like this. As you're talking about the Celtics, I'm like this.
I meant to bring it up before we start because I knew they'd be distracting.
Oh, yes.
You
are correct.
They for those of you who can't see them.
Look at these things. Look.
Envision the Ricky Henderson's batting gloves from the late 80s, early 90s Oakland A's. Mizuno brand.
Yeah.
And they are very 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 green. Thank you to my neighbor Glenn for
Glenn.
giving us a topic. And please this year now
That's the silver lining.
now you have to go find more socks.
Yeah. Now you set a trend.
That have pickles, and I'll bring the pickle salt
Glenn,
in.
this
Have you ever
is
had pickle
different.
salt?
No.
Oh.
I drink pickle juice though.
Same. It's
Podcast going off the rails.
No, but
It's good
like
for your muscles.
again, I feel like we're now. So like I'm out of the vent stage, and now we're just educating.
Yeah, man, we have 3 days, so we
got a lot of time.
Yeah.
I hear it's good for like I think maybe calf cramps.
Yes, football players will always drink pickle juice. Do basketball players do it? I always see like when I was doing college football, I just was.
Feel like it's a hydrator or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, like something
I
like
thought
that.
people were nuts, and I was like, guys, this is. And apparently, it was a trend.
Except when I do it with whiskey, the picklebacks, then
that's
counterproductive towards
Terrible combination. Terrible. But
Not a
pickle salt.
pickle salt. So I don't know what other application you would use it on, but you sprinkle it on your beer can and delicious.
Huh.
Yeah.
It's like tahini. But
yes,
right?
but you know my obsession with tahini.
Yeah.
So literally, I just have my entire desk is covered with tahini because I just spill it.
Is
off
it really? I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah. Why do you think I sit off by myself where no one?
It's true, Chris. When I just want you guys to know, since I will direct this back to the Celtics
Will
and
you?
Chris specifically, this man is off. He is like in red zone, Chris zone, because all of us are like hooting and hollering, like, Navy, hit that. Yeah, let's go. And then I look at Chris and he's like in his office. Like, who's the villain that's just
I have
in the lab?
I have like 9 screens. One
telling you.
One showing golf.
You are Scott Hansen of basketball. He's got his red zone work.
You know, even better was that because I for whatever reason I sit way away from everybody. I didn't ask for that seat,
You're
and
like
I'm
the
fine with
parent
it.
of the AAU game that like just sits in the corner
Yeah,
because
doesn't
you're
say
like
anything to
yeah,
anybody.
you're that.
But my setup used to be like a second or two behind everybody's. And so I would hear Max scream about something before it happened on my
That's the
screen.
worst.
And it was so aggravating. And it wasn't Max's fault. Like, he's just reacting to the game.
Right.
But I remember being, like, very upset that my monitor was that far behind. We changed systems now, and thankfully I'm on equal footing with you guys now. So I feel like I can partake a little bit more. So it wasn't so much that I was, like, in my own world. It was
I respect it.
I was quietly seething.
I respect that. I respect that. It works. The Celtics just need to get these
Now
wins.
I'm back. Now I'm like, now Nimi has that big dunk, and instead of like hearing you guys get all excited about it,
Yep.
I can be like, yeah, that was awesome.
Yep. He's in his own little corner.
Nimi.
Sometimes I don't even realize he's there. It's just like a dark little area, and Chris is like in his lab.
Covered
in your lab.
Covered in tahini.
You need like a do not enter sign.
You know what I was eating today? I bought red hot goldfish.
You've given me those before.
I
Fire.
probably
No
have.
pun intended. Those are fire.
Really good, right?
Yeah.
So my children love goldfish, and so then we started branching out to flavors, and so they would always buy like these really triple cheese or pizza ones or whatever. But then we saw both the pickle ones and the red hot ones, and so one of our bosses came over the other day, and I was literally I have crumbs all over me. And he's like, so, hey, Chris. And I was like, please don't judge me.
It's not Davio's.
I'm a child, and I'm eating goldfish before we go on the air. And now I am covered.
And not just any
covered
kind. The red hot.
In red hot.
Goldfish.
But, like.
With your pickle socks.
All right. I'm an open book today. So even worse, I get done the bag today, and there's all that dust at the bottom. Yep. You can't let it go to waste.
You didn't.
I just chugged that thing.
You didn't throw it back.
And just all over my shirt. All over my shirt. Like, again, it's amazing. Amazing they put me on TV.
You know,
like a toddler.
We could all argue our case of why we shouldn't be here, but we're here. It's just.
I'm wiping myself off 3 minutes before showtime, and I'm like,
mic check.
Hope this doesn't show up on TV. Dust. Just like red hot dust all over me.
I need to go back at the clips and like there's definitely
I don't know. I need to get like a little mini vacuum or something to clean myself up. All right.
Well.
All right, I'm done with the embarrassing talk. Shout out to Glenn for the socks.
Shout out you, Glenn.
3 days off for me to be mad about the Celtics losing their last 2 games.
You'll golf
3 days. I hope so, but it's gonna melt the snow. I need everybody to go subscribe, go check us out on the YouTube page so you can see these crazy socks.
Yes.
I'll be back and hopefully in a better mood on Friday. We'll catch you next time on the Celtics Talk Podcast.